Good morning, everyone. Just want to tell everybody thanks for calling in this morning. I know it's a holiday weekend and everybody's busy with family stuff. I'll try to make the call this morning as quick as I can and still give you some value out of it. Here we go. If I can get my computer to work. Okay. Basically, you need to be a part of the bottom line. If you want to be valuable to your organization, then you need to help it make money. Focus on the activities that use your time, skills, and resources most effectively to connect to the bottom line. I think the bottom line is how much money we all make. Remember that time is money. Your most valuable commodity is your time. Spend it wisely. Don't invest 8 hours in putting together a presentation when you can deliver the same results with less prep time. Your customers and your team will value the content of your message, not a bunch of fluff and pretty artwork. Recognize the deal or no deal situations. Most people don't negotiate well because they really want what the other person has and they don't want to risk losing it. But whether it's a big contract, a job, a promotion, a new car, one of our bonuses, you have to be willing to walk away. When you are willing to do so, you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much better your negotiations turn out. Suddenly, what you offer carries value, and the tables often turn. Get smart. Too many people don't understand the basic operations of their companies. Familiarize yourself with our charts and our websites and, on the product side and the opportunity side, you need to know those websites and everything that's in them, as far as what are rules and guidelines and, how to make your promotions and that kind of stuff. You need to know that. You don't have to know it word for word, but you need to at least be enough familiar with it that if someone asks you, how much does it cost to join, you can tell them, or how much money do I make, you can tell them, because that's what most people want to know if they're looking to join. Study and understand the financials. You never know where your life may lead. Learn as much as you can along the way, even though what you're learning may not seem relevant at the time. Be a confident innovator. When you pitch your ideas to customers, be prepared to defend your views and also to receive criticism. I know a lot of people get upset when people tell them no, or it sounds too good to be true, or anything like that. You're just going to have to get a hard shell on it. If they say no, say next. If they think it sounds too good to be true, agree with them. It does sound too good to be true, but it's not too good to be true. Customers will challenge you simply to test your level of enthusiasm for the idea and its viability. There are a lot of variables to consider, and customers want to know you've thought about them. If you support your ideas with solid research and show some passion, customers will more likely to embrace your concept. This is just a little visual I like about value. I think everybody needs value. We need to provide value. I think we have some of the best products on the market to provide a huge amount of value to our customers and our teammates as well. A few sentences you need to know to dominate your market. This is just another one of those little visuals. Always be inspiring, trustworthy, interesting, knowledgeable, fun, caring, truthful. To me, we have a great opportunity. We have a great product. There's no reason why you've got to fabricate it or not be truthful. Just tell them the way it is, what we have to offer. And as long as I've been around the business, the network marketing business, I really, in my opinion, I can't find a better opportunity or a better product. I mean, our VStream is not gender specific, it's not age specific, it's not country, limited to one country. So, we've got the best opportunity there is out there. So, almost regardless of what you do, you have bigger competitors. Usually one or two of them are clear market leaders. It's tempting to think they got there because the planets were aligned and the gods were smiling at them. And sure, fortune just might have played a role in their growth, but their continued success isn't about luck. Instead, they have the best value propositions and they know how to use them. What makes you and what you have valuable? People don't ever buy from you if they don't even understand why they should pay attention to you, and they notice you only if you have a strong value proposition. The usual definition of value proposition is crippled. It describes it as a promise of the value you can deliver. Value proposition, if you define it like that, is a decent but incomplete internal tool that can guide your decisions to the right general direction, but nothing more. A more useful definition of value proposition is a believable collection of the most persuasive reasons people should notice you and take the actions you're asking for. This way, it guides your decisions much more clearly and can be used as a basis for marketing messages. If you don't have a strong value proposition, people don't have good reasons to do either of those. For example, if your online bookstore has average selection, decent prices, delivery, a guaranteed good customer service, and a website, why would anybody buy from you? There's surely a competitor who beats you in at least one of those aspects. You don't have to be the best in every way. Sure, it's great if you are, but realistically, it's difficult enough to be the best in one way. However, if you're the best in at least one way, you're the best option for the people who value that aspect. Apple doesn't have the largest product selection, Amazon isn't the most prestigious, and Tiffany's isn't the cheapest. People buy from them for other reasons. So if your bookstore has the largest selection, for example, but the other things are just average, the people who value a large selection have a reason to buy from you. Something has to make you the best option for your target customers. Otherwise, they have no good reason to buy what you're selling. To me, you give them value, the importance of what you have, the worth, that kind of stuff. Can you prove that? If you say, my pizza is the best in the world, will people flood your restaurant? No, they won't believe you. Without proof, you can't say much before it starts to sound like marketing talk, which people don't pay almost any attention to, nor do they remember it. For example, I recently saw a site where someone claimed to be the secret weapon of digital marketing for the most successful companies in the world. Needless to say, I doubt anyone can take that seriously when nothing supports the idea. Being the best isn't enough. People need to believe you're the best option for them. As long as you don't prove your claims, people are unlikely to really believe them, and your value proposition becomes useless. You can use studies, testimonials, and common sense, among other methods, to prove your claims. Impressive numbers can be the right choice, but they don't always work. Numbers can prove popularity and other quantitative things, but when you're a trusted expert, saying 1,000 people consider me an expert won't work. Instead, a few expert testimonials make the idea credible. You don't have to have 30 minutes worth of them or 50 of them, just a few good ones. They can even take away the need for you to make any claims. The testimonials can make the claims for you. Similarly, you can use testimonials to build your product's overall perceived value and take away the last doubt people might feel about your promises. You need to pick the right way to prove your promises. Otherwise, they're not believable. Usually, since you're not just trying to make one claim about you and your products, you need to use different methods to prove each promise. I tell people this all the time. People can't read your mind. You're in a good business. We have excellent conditions. We have an excellent product. If you don't tell people what you're doing and what you have to offer, they don't know. And if you don't tell them, somebody else is going to tell them, and you may have lost that that rock star you need for your team, or you may have lost a customer. Many businesses don't help people see what sets the company apart from its competitors. With this little sentence, I want to give Blair kudos for the way he does our opportunity calls. To me, he fulfills this. He tells people what we have to offer. He shows a little bit of it. He tells about it. He gives the value of it. So kudos to Blair for that. They are better than others, and they can prove it. I think Blair's done a very good job of that, and the whole company in itself, showing and, doing demos and that kind of stuff, letting people know what we have. Most companies just don't do it. Instead, they try to persuade people with general promises, corporate babble, and feature lists. Or they just ask you to buy before really even telling you what they sell. If your website doesn't clearly tell visitors what makes you worth their attention and money, they don't spend the time to figure it out on their own. It's your job to hit people in the head with what makes you different and worth attention. The headline might not be as creative as many people seem to think is necessary. Instead, it gets the job done. Besides, creative headlines are often just plain confusing. You'll never, ever hear anyone say, it's too easy to understand what your site is about. But if your site is even a bit confusing, your bounce rate will skyrocket. It's not enough to have a headline that's clear about what makes you different. People won't really understand your value proposition that easily. You need to restate it everywhere. If you say something just once, people can easily forget it, or they don't realize how important it is. So when you know what people need to believe about you and your products, don't put all the pressure on just one headline. Do everything you can to make it clear to people. When people understand why they should buy your product instead of any other, they'll do it. But first, you need to figure out what makes you different from your competitors and the best choice for your target customers. This is just another one of those little visuals I like. Teamwork, professionalism, respect, honesty, integrity. To me, those are the important words that we need to keep within our businesses. Your value proposition. When you start creating or refining your value proposition, the first step is to find the core of it. The core of your value proposition is made up of the ideas that make you clearly the best choice for people. It's not everything there is a strong, refined value proposition, unlike some of the basic definitions would have you believe. But it's the part that makes the biggest difference. Those few sentences can give you an unfair advantage. Using them well can make you the market leader. The current leaders got there because they knew how to do it. I'm sure everyone on the call today has seen all the little different digital audits that we have out there. If not, here it is again. But this, to me, I think is one of the best value parts of V-Stream that you can show people to get their attention. For those on the phone, I'll read it out. You can go back and get the recording after the call. Just say, for instance, a monthly cable bill is $175. They pay $8.95 a month for Netflix. Spend $10 a month at Redbox rentals, $50 a month for pay-per-views. $50 a month for movie outings. And I know if you go to movies, you're probably going to spend more than that by the time you do the cold drink and the popcorn and that kind of stuff. But just for those 5 things, the monthly expense on that is $293.95. Well, you figure that out times 12 months, that's $3,527.40. One V-string force, $419. Their yearly savings is a little over $3,000. How many people do you know that would love to save $3,108.40 every year? Well, I don't know anyone that doesn't want to save that kind of money every year. That is people the value of this product. Just think about that savings. There are some people that don't even make that much money for an entire month's work. And to be able to save that kind of money, to me, that is just a huge value, as well as we offer the best entertainment available. I know this was kind of quick today for everyone. This is just, something I wanted to touch on with everybody. Here's a little visual I like. You start at the bottom. You hear people say, I won't do it, I can't do it, I want to do it, how do I do it? I'll try to do it, I can do it, I will do it, and yes, I did it. Everybody on your team, you want them to the top, yes, they did it. Everybody involved with V-String can do it. That's one reason I try to touch on different subjects on Saturday trainings. Just, I'm hoping eventually I'll hit on something that everybody can use, give everybody some value. You hear me say this on every training call. Like I just said, you get some value out of it. I would assume that y'all are getting some value out of it, or you wouldn't continue to join in on the webinars. As you know, time is money. So that's all I have for this week. If anybody has any comments or questions or anything, if you'll star 6 on your phone or hit unmute your microphone.
Yes, Charlene.
Yes.
As usual, I just want to come on and thank you for your presentation. You did a great job. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You too. Anybody else have any comments or questions this morning? All right, everybody, have a good holiday weekend, and we'll talk to you on the Tuesday.